So hi Rizwan. Okay. Hi Rizwan, please tell us about yourself.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. Myself, Rizwan Ansari, born and brought up in Bangalore, completed my MCA from DMHIT College in the year 2022. And after that, I have done it 2-3 courses based on programming. And after that, I had little bit interest on networking in my college days. Like I have learned learned about OSM model, TCP IP model and all. So I had interest and I got to know about networkers from my cousins was already got their studied there, got their job and all from there. So after that, I joined a networkers home where I have done CCNA, CCNP, and CCIE training. Where yes, we have in CCNA where I have learned the basic of how does the network communication happens in between the network. In CCNP, I learned how routing protocols will in depth, and in the CCIE, I learned how firewall VPN provides security and how to overcome some of the vulnerability of the attacks. And this is my introduction.
Okay, so Rizwan, first of all, just tell me about what is the difference between normal traditional firewall and next generation firewall.
Means normal firewall means it is a cyber security device or a security device which basically monitors the packets whenever it reaches the interface of the firewall, and it monitors the incoming and outgoing, and it mainly permits or deny the packet based on the certain tools which are configured on this certain firewalls. In that we have security means features like packet filtering, VPN support, QoS support. These are all the features of normal firewall. In next generation firewall, we have features like uh, anti-replay protection, IDS, IPS, deep packet inspection, SSL encryption, and these and all the features of next generation firewall.
Okay, so what do you mean by deep packet inspection here?
Deep packet inspection means normal firewall. We can only see we cannot see the data what's in it. But in deep packet inspection, whenever in using next generation firewall, we can know what's the inside the packet, that we can get the visibility to the data.
Okay, so how the deep packet inspection is different from if I say SSL decryption?
In SSL decryption, mainly it will check the web traffic whether it is secure or not. But in deep packet inspection, we can check the security rules and all, whether it is permitted or not to the decided for the particular destination or not with the help of deep packet inspection.
Okay, like according to deep packet inspection, it is just checking 7 layer of OSI or TCP packet that way, or it is also checking that data is valid or not.
Yeah, it will check data also whether it is want to deliver to the particular destination or not.
Let's say whatever data we have in that packet, firewall not able to understand that data, then what firewall will do?
Means if it's a rules are configured that the data should not reach the destination, that packet will be dropped.
Okay. So what do you understand with the vulnerability?
Vulnerability means attacks, like different types of attacks.
Like, could you explain?
Attacks
what different kind of attacks?
Attacks means unauthorized in a firewall, if any unauthorized access has been entered into our network. Means types of attacks I don't know, such vulnerability means I know just generally the attacks in depth I don't.
Okay, let's say you told like vulnerability is an attack. Actually, both are same, or vulnerability and attack are different?
Vulnerability same.
No, they are different. Okay, vulnerability is the weakness, and attack is a action that has been taken to exploit that vulnerability. Okay.
Let's say you already find that there are some vulnerabilities. Okay. And according to firewall, you also have the rules, but because of vulnerability, it is not able to secure at the end users. So what kind of action you will take on the firewall or user side, whatever? Just tell me what action you will take.
It's a vulnerability means sometimes we can update the firewall so that sometimes vulnerabilities can be overcome from the updates. Means partially updates will be coming for the means for the firewall. By that we can overcome from the vulnerabilities because it is a weakness. So we can include it using the patch and all to overcome it.
So let's say you want to upgrade a firewall. Okay. So what is the step-by-step process you are going to follow?
Okay, here I'm not asking a practical step, but let's say what kind of precaution you need to take or what kind of things you will do before updating firewall or during the updating firewall. That way you can explain.
Means generally if you think some of the vulnerabilities, we can note down that what and all the vulnerabilities was previously we had, and to overcome that the same vulnerabilities we should not face in the future. So we can update the firewall by applying some of the set of rules or policies through ACL or the inbound and outbound traffic rules, or with the help of translation rules, we can update the firewall.
That is not called update, right? You are updating the rules or you are changing some things. It is not called firewall update, right? That is you are increasing or changing the configuration. Update is different thing, right?
Okay. So basically, what you have to do, you have to go through an entire process, right? You have to, first of all, tell the management or the higher authorities about what all the changes you are willing to make, why you're going to make. You have to explain them. Then you have to take a written permission. Then you have to announce a maintenance downtime. Okay. Like that, there's an entire process that you have to follow. Okay. So make sure to check about that.
Generally, like bank servers will be doing like.
Yeah, exactly. They do it right.
Schedule downtime.
Exactly. So that's an entire process followed in the corporate environments. Okay. All right. So next question is explain about VPN.
So, sir, VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. It is like creating a secure tunnel or logical tunnel between the two devices or two ways, which allows devices to have a creative virtual tunnel and have communication through it. And it also, with the help of VPN, we can have the properties like data, confidentiality, integrity, and authentication.
Okay, so could you explain confidentiality, integrity, and authentication and how they are achieved?
Yes, sir. In confidentiality is mainly verifies the data packets whether it has received from the claimed sender or not. It is used to check the authenticity of the user with the help of pre-shared key. We can check the confidentiality. And integrity means we need to check whether the data has not been tampered in between. Hash value means sending and receiving both will be having the hash value. Means after receiving the packets, the receiver will check the hash value. If the hash value is not tampered, that means data is secured. If the hash value is changed, the data has been tampered, and we ask for retransmission. We can make use of different protocols like HMAC, MD5. And encryption means it's encrypt the data packet so that some unauthorized people cannot access it using protocol like CIS, DES, 3 days, through which we can.
So is there any difference between encryption and confidentiality? As you have mentioned, these are two scenarios.
Yes, sir, for confidentiality. Confidentiality means check the authenticity of the user, whether it has received from the client server. And encryption means check whether the data packet which is encrypted to the public key, which can be decrypted with the private key. That is encryption.
Okay, then what is authentication?
Sorry. That's encryption. Confidentiality means encryption. The last step is, which I told, that is authentication.
Yes. Okay, so you mix the other two.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what is the difference between a route-based and policy-based VPN?
That's the types of VPN. In a route-based VPN, where the policy or the ACL decides which traffic will pass through the tunnel. For example, DMVPN, MGRE are the routing-based VPN, and policy-based routing-based VPN are the VPN where a routing table decides which traffic will pass the tunnel. For example, MGRE DMVPN. Policy-based VPN is where policy or ACL will decide which traffic will pass through the tunnel. Example, site-to-site VPN.
Okay. So what is the difference between MGRE and DMVPN?
Means MGRE means it's a multiple GRE, that is multiple generic route encapsulation, where we will be, for example, we have a multiple offices where different sites are there. They need to communicate with each other, so they will provide a centralized GRE for a single. They will provide a single GRE to communication, where all the spokes will report to the hub, and the hub will provide a routing to the other spokes, so through which they can communicate with each other. In DMVPN, it is the dynamic. It is a DMVPN is dynamic multi-point virtual VPN. It's like a VPN using NHRP. Using NHRP, in that we have a concept of hub to spoke or spoke to spoke, where hub will having all the public IP addresses of the spoke. Whenever they need to communicate, they will reach to the hub, and hub will have the public IP address, so they can communicate with each other. Means NHRP will maintain a database of public IP address, and also in DMVPN also we can use IPsec for encryption process.
Okay. Can you explain the different phase in the DMVPN?
Sir, phase aside.
Like we have IPsec phase also, phase 1, phase 2, same way we have in the DMVPN also. Can you able to remember or explain?
Yes, phase 1 is generally spoke will connect to the hub. After that, whenever they need to communicate, they can communicate directly between the spokes without reaching to the hub by creating a tunnel with the help of IPsec. This much
Okay.
I know, detail in phases I don't know. Generally, I know about what DMVPN is. Phases I need to go through.
Okay, let's say I want to transfer my data from branch 1 to branch 2. My focus is mainly speed. Let's say I want to transfer data fastly. So there is an encryption available or not. That is not my focus. My focus is speed. So only VPN possible without encryption?
Can I repeat, sir?
I want to transfer data from branch 1 to branch 2. So I want private connectivity.
Yeah.
Okay. There is encryption available or not, authentication available or not, but my focus is what? Speed. So it is possible without encryption or authentication, only VPN possible?
Yes, sir, we can without VPN also, because VPN is our goal is speed, so it doesn't. VPN provides our encryption and authentication, so we can make use without VPN also.
No, I'm not asking without VPN. I'm asking that I want to use VPN because I want to connect private connectivity, right? Private network I want. So VPN is there, but only VPN possible, that I'm asking. Without encryption or without authentication?
No, sir.
No? Okay. What is the difference between GRE and IPsec?
Means GR is a generic routing encapsulation. It is a tunneling protocol. It is a tunneling protocol which encapsulates the multiple network IP packet into its header by hiding its original IP packet. IPsec is a suite of protocols which provide confidentiality, integrity, and authentication.
So what is the size of GRE header?
GRE headers.
Okay. So let's say you are using IPsec. In that, let's say we have two options, like we can use IKEv1 also, IKEv2 also. Can you tell me the difference?
Yes, sir. IKE version, and in IKE we have two versions, that is Internet Key Exchange IKE version and IKE version 2. IKE version 1 uses 6 message exchange to establish a tunnel, but IKE version 2 uses only 4 messages to establish a connection. And in IKE version 1 we have EIP protocol, that is EIP protocol. IKE version does not support EIP protocol, like to support CIP protocol, and IKE version 1 does not support asymmetric encryption, but IKE version 2 supports asymmetric encryption. IKE version uses the MOBIC protocol, and it does not. Sorry, IKE version 1 does not use MOBIC protocol, and IKE version 2 uses the MOBIC protocol, and it is much faster than IKE 2 is much faster and reliable than IKE 1, because in this we have 6 message exchange, that we have 4 message exchange.
Okay. So could you explain the second child essay establishment?
Second child, sir.
Yes.
Second child means after third and fourth message exchanges, its first 2 message exchange of IKEv1 is not encrypted, but in third and fourth message exchanges, in third and fourth message, it is encrypted, and it is mainly used for authenticate the previous IKE essay in it, and it is mainly used for authenticating the previous messages. And in this, in this, mainly certificates will be exchanged in IKE version essay in it. Sorry, in IKE auth. After that, the child essay will be created.
Okay. So what is the role of that child essay? Okay. Could you explain NHRP?
Stands for next. Is for next of NHRP, sir.
Yes.
Is for next hop redundancy protocol. Means don't know about that, sir.
Next hop redundancy.
No, sir.
Where it is used?
No, NHRP is used in DMVPN.
Yes. What you were talking about is FHRP. Okay, explain FHRP.
FHRP is a redundancy protocol where we have concept of active and standby, one active and one standby. Whenever the active, if active is go down, then standby will act as the active and take care of the process.
Okay, let's say in the FHRP we have 2 routers. Okay, and between that we are using for the redundancy. So we configure properly all the things. Let's say there is a group number, there is a virtual IP, even there is a priority. I want to keep one active, so I keep one priority higher. But still, at end when I see, then both router are working as active. What are the possibility?
It can be have the concept of preemption, sir.
No, preemption also there. One router I keep the priority higher, so that I want to act as active. But when I see, then both are active. So what kind of mistake the possible, or what kind of precaution is there?
Even after applying preemption, also the same issue,
Yes.
sir.
After preemption also there is the same issue. Both are showing as active.
The reason of using preemption is what? That your high priority router should be active, right?
Yeah.
So at least one should be active. But right now in this case, both are active. So why?
Okay, simply tell me, let's say you facing some issue in the FHRP, okay? So what kind of command means, what kind of step you will check? How you can verify where is the wrong thing?
So we will see the configuration of both active and standby.
Okay, in configuration, what kind of things?
Whether the priority while setting up the priority, while for backup and active both we have given the highest priority, so that because
Okay,
of
that priority already we have higher, then what second you will check? No? Okay, just tell me the difference between HSRP and VRRP.
HRP is first half redundancy protocol, and its VRRP is a virtual routed redundancy protocol. And in this FHRP, we have concept of one active and one standby. In that, in a VRRP, we have concept of one active and one master backup.
Any other difference?
So I know it's
So next, explain about STP.
STP stands for Spanning Tree Protocol, which is used to prevent layer 2 loops created by the redundant pins. Basically, STP chooses a root bridge when in a switching topology. It chooses the one of the switches. It will chooses the one of the switches as a root bridge and block the other redundant paths. By blocking of the redundant paths, it will avoid the layer 2 loops. And the blocking of redundant. How does it select the root bridge? Is based on BPDU messages, where BPDU messages bridge protocol data unit, which is sent every 2 seconds between the switches. And in the bridge ID, in BPDU, we have a bridge ID. In bridge ID, we have a details of priority and MAC. In a priority, if the priority is a tie, then least MAC address will be selected as a root bridge.
Okay. Let's say we are using STP for blocking that, right? But what is the core reason why we have loop in the layer 2?
Switch has a broadcast domain. So whenever we connect the switches, it will be send the broadcast message to all the switches which are connected in that domain.
Okay.
So because of broadcast from there, we will have a loop, because the same message will be repeating and the same switches will be forwarding the same message to each other.
Okay. So if there is a broadcast, then only loop possible? Or let's say if I sending some traffic normally as a unicast, then also loop possible?
If we send broadcast at that time, because unicast will be assigned to the particular destination, so it won't have a loop, only using broadcast.
Okay. So normal broadcast option, then we have the VLAN also for the solution, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just tell me, let's say if I sending some data, okay, as a unicast. So in that, what is the reason that loop is not there? Is because of unicast data or because of layer 2 or layer 3 concept? Why unicast don't have a loop, according to you?
Because it is one-to-one communication.
One-to-one communication. Okay. Let's say you are running STP. Okay. So in that, STP will decide if there is a loop, then there is a one block port or one path they will block, right? So in that, is there any guarantee that STP will not block the best path?
Means it will select the one of the path. It will select one path which is best to forward the frames, and it will block the other redundant path.
That only I'm asking. Let's say if there is a multiple path and that's why there is a looping, so STP will block the path. But is there any guarantee that it will not block the best path, or best path will allow and second will block? Is there any mechanism or is there any guarantee?
So no guarantee.
Okay. So if we talk about STP, right? So what is a BPDU?
BPDU is a bridge protocol data unit, which is every switches will send their BPDU messages whenever they connect each other, which have the information about them. Typical topology change notification. It is generated whenever there is a change in topology. Means if there is any change, that TC and BPDU will be generated.
Who is going to generate the TC?
Root bridge.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say in our topology already there is a multiple switch. Let's say 4 switches there and STP already working fine. Now let's say we require more port or more departments. I'm planning to add the new switch. So according to security, what kind of precaution I need to take before I add the new switch in my running network?
For adding the switch, we need to check whether STP is enabled on a particular switch or not.
Do we need to enable STP manually?
No, means by default it will be present in the switches.
Any other point? Only STP will check. My running network is there and I want to add new switch. So what kind of precaution I need to take? Think as a security, network security, anything. What things you can take as an action?
Means we need to check the VLAN also whether we need to check the other switches VLAN and check whether if they are in the same VLAN, then we need to configure the switches also in the same VLAN.
Okay. Explain the STP port states.
STP port states are root port, designated port, forwarding port, and block port.
These are port states.
Port states are discarding, blocked, listening, running, and disabled, blocking, listening, learning, and forwarding.
Okay, then what is the discarding state?
Discarding state means where no BPDU message will be exchanged, no MAC address will be learned, no data frames will be sent where it won't take part in STP process.
Are you sure there will be no BPDUs exchanged?
So in disabled state, it won't exchange BPDU.
Discarding.
We don't. Discarding state is not there. So disabled, blocking, listening, learning, and forwarding.
Okay. So then what are the port states in RSTP?
Yeah, in RSTP, we have discarding, forwarding, and block.
So explain the discarding. What is the difference between STP and RSTP?
STP and RSTP STP is a common spanning tree. RSTP is a rapid spanning tree protocol. Both are open standard. The main difference in difference is it takes around 50 seconds from block to the forwarding state in STP, but in RSTP it takes around 3 to 6 seconds from going to blocking state to forwarding state. And in STP only BPDU only root bridge will send the BPDU messages. In RSTP or all the switches will send the BPDU messages.
Okay, so in STP, who sends the BPDU?
Root bridge.
Okay, no other switches don't send the BPDU?
In STP only root bridge send.
Okay, then how they elect the root port, designated ports, and everything? Without BPDU, how they will elect?
Yes, sir. That's wrong.
Right.
To elect root bridge, they will share the BPDU all the switches.
Okay. Let's say we are running RSTP and we connected two switch together. Okay, means double link. There is a two link we connected between two switch. So in that case, second port will be blocked, or there is another state we have in the RSTP. We have two cable from one switch to another switch, and we are running RSTP. Then
Means one link is working and another link is blocked, sir.
that only I'm asking. Let's say if we have two switch connected with the two link, so according to RSTP, second link port will be blocked and only one link will active, or there is another option possible in the RSTP.
No, in RSTP we have a concept of active and backup.
Okay, how it is different from block port?
Means block port means active and backup means if active goes down, then that port will act as a backup and it will send the messages.
And block port also same thing, right? If main port is blocked, main cable is not working, then second block port will active. So how it is different from backup route?
So you have prepared well, but still you see there are some concepts when we dive deeper.
Yeah.
Right. Like there is some, yeah, in the DMVPN pages are there, right? So when we try to dig deeper, still you are lacking somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. Then some part of routing switching in the STP also you are having confusion. Right.
Okay, so understand, like in a real interview, when you are going for the company and there is a JD, so they also specify some topics, right?
Yes.
It's not like they asking from entire course.
Yeah.
Whatever they have requirement according, they will go deeper in that topic.
Yes, sir.
As a normal your round one, maybe we asking normal questions and we are checking your knowledge.
Yes.
But when company want to select the person, then in the another round they will go deeper in the topics what they have requirement. That things right now we try to do with you.
Yes, sir.
Getting it? So when we try to go deeper in the topics, somewhere you are lacking. Whatever knowledge you have, that is good. But whatever topics you are lacking, just try to go deeper from your side. Try to take more knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Rest of all is good. We wish you all the best.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Bye.